Thank you very much for coming on and sharing today, John. I've been excited and eager to have you grace this place. We're really looking forward to it.
Thank you for having me.
John strikes me as a coach. He's a little bit like me in some ways in that he's really results driven. And he's really focused on getting amazing outcomes for the people he works with. And although he's done a fair amount of training and constantly doing more training, he's only really doing that to get more results for his clients. And I just love that. I mean, it's important to learn. It's important to have things, but he's just like, is it going to help my clients get results? I want to learn about it. I want to practice it. I want to do it. And I really love that in a coach. So, John, let me shut up. Ball's in your court. Thanks, everyone, for coming in.
Thank you for having me, Adrian. I'm glad I remind you of yourself, so I'm a little bit more handsome.
John, I was actually just about to say that I'm so glad you left my session when you did, because then we were able to talk about how absolutely handsome you were and how much everybody loves you without you getting a big head.
I have this infection. Yeah, I have a big head. Thank you. Thank you guys for having time off your Sunday to join me here. As many of you know, I'm John. I'm from Lebanon. I'm based in Shanghai. I'm based in Guangzhou, China, not Shanghai yet, for almost 12 years. I do my own trading business. I have a trading company. And at the end of 2019, I joined coaching. Coaching changed my life somehow. As Adrian was saying, I like to help people. So, and coaching showed me a way where I can help people by let them help themselves. So what's better, to feed someone or to teach them how to fish? So when you teach them how to fish, you will keep eating for as long as you need to eat. So that's about it. And I'm very excited for today. So a lot of times we see we're having obstacles, we're facing obstacles. What are obstacles? 2020 was a very rough year. Okay, but how many obstacles have you faced? How many obstacles have we overcome? What differently would we do them? So if you look about the word obstacles, it's the things that block our way toward our progress or toward our goals, prevent or hinders our progress, or an object to block your path that you have to go around, or over something that makes it difficult to do something. How many times have you heard yourself, or maybe think about saying I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, why is this happening to me? Why nothing is working? I don't have energy, I'm not in the mood, I feel demotivated. Would you raise your hand or put me in the chat? I am one of these people. We're facing them all the time. Most of the time, we are creating many of our obstacles. The way we perceive the situation and react toward it. And here's my screen. We're seeing my screen?
Yes, yep, that's clear.
Yes, clear.
All of you know who's this guy?
Is it?
Who? Anyone in the chat?
Edison.
Edison, maybe. Oh.
Indeed, it is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, you know how many times he failed until he created the light bulb? He failed roughly 10,000 times. Imagine failing 10,000 times and keep doing what you're doing. Instead of quitting, however, this is the camera, he kept trying and trying until he achieved and succeeded. When people ask him, like, you failed 10,000 times, what he answered? He answered, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways it didn't work. So how long have you been trying to deal with your challenge? What is the attitude or habit stopping you from overcoming the obstacles? What is in your control? Answering all these questions enable you to make the right changes toward any situation you face. Some obstacles are not in our control, like accidents, sickness, injuries. Although what's in our control is the way we perceive and deal with them. Like a couple days ago, a client of mine came to me and he's telling me, he was very stressed, he's very anxious, he was very angry, and he's telling me they shut down my bank account. For many of you in China, it's very necessary to have a bank account for a trading company, and closing the bank account may lead to close the company itself. He was like, I don't know what to do. I I was like, if you are stressed like this, will it change the outcome of it? He said, no, it will not. I was like, then why are you stressed? What are your options? What can you do about it? I was like, nothing, because shut down the account to take like 4 weeks or 1 month. He said, after they shut down the account, what will you do then? So I will open another one. I was like, there you go. And if they didn't open the other one, he was like, I will try a different situation. So technically, and he calmed down, he understand like there is no reason to stress, there is no reason to get anxious or angry about it, because it will not change the outcome. Obstacles generally trigger fears, and fears usually come when we want to do something important for ourselves. One quote caught my attention the other day. You will not stumble only when you start moving. You will not stumble only when you are lying in bed. As soon as you start moving, you start stumbling. Same as the 1 year old baby. Once they start crawling and they start trying to walk, they will keep stumbling until they master the walking. Once they master the walking, then very good, they will just walk. As we are moving, we will always face obstacles. And that's the sign that we are progressing. Obstacles are the walls between us and our goals. And banging on a wall will never turn it to a door or a window. Well, unless you have a very big hammer and you are banging really hard. This is the ostrich. When I was young, they used to tell me, don't be like an ostrich. I was like, what do you mean by that? Ostrich, whenever the ostrich feel threatened or fear, they will just like dig their head in the sand. And they will they don't see the threat. They don't see the fear anymore. So they're safe. That's what they think. But actually, their whole body is still outside. And danger is still there, but they are not seeing it. So don't be like an ostrich, they tell me. Well, this myth turned out to be not true, but so is Santa. Also not true. Whenever you are starting a journey, for me, it was like, I need to know what is the desired outcome. I'm switching in the keyboards here. Why it's important to know the desired outcome? Once you are clear about your finishing line, so you will know what resources you need to help you proceed along the journey, and how speed you need to go, and the skills you need to be there, to get there. So the most important when you are setting a goal is to set a SMART goal. Why do you need a SMART goal? Many of you guys maybe heard about the SMART goal. Many of you here are coaches already. Why do I need to set a SMART goal? Using a SMART goal framework sets the boundaries, defines what step you need to take, the resources necessary to get there, and the milestones that indicate your progress along the way. With SMART goals, you are more likely to achieve what you desire in very effectively and efficiently way. Yeah, he agrees as well. Let's begin and what SMART goals is. R. The S stands for specific. Why your goal need to be specific? Be as specific as you can in your goal. Specific goals easier to be achievable than general goals. Like I want to read a book in a week. I want to create one post every other day. Set what you want to do, the timeline, and when. Ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish? The 5 W's. Who is involved in this goal? When do I want to achieve this goal? Where is the goal to be achieved? Why do I want to achieve this goal? I said that. Good. So ask yourself the 5 W's so you will know, you will make it specific goal for you, which is make the journey, your journey easier. M stand for measurable. Why do you need a measurable goal? When you make your goal measurable, it's all sort at the same time in the what I said earlier. So it will be easier to be achievable. How to make it measurable? Ask yourself, how much do I need to achieve? How many? How will I know when my goal is achieved? I will give you here example about fitness or weight loss, or this is the weight loss example. Like I want to lose 5 kg in 1 month. So I already set for myself when I want to lose this 5 kg. Achievable. It's important to be realistic and set a goal you can achieve. Don't put yourself on unachievable goals. If your goal is to lose weight again, and you say to yourself, I want to lose 20 kg in 1 month, well, that's not going to happen. Well, it's going to happen if you starve yourself, but then you will gain them back. So set yourself, technically you set yourself to fail. You will not achieve, if you didn't achieve this goal, then you will beat yourself up. Why I didn't achieve it? Because you started the goal, it was unachievable. And the R stands for relevant. When setting goals for yourself, consider whether or not they are relevant to your life. Each of the goals should align with your values. The long-term goals. If your goal doesn't contribute, you might rethink it. Ask yourself why this goal is important for me. How achieving it will it help me? And how will it contribute toward my long-term goal? And time-bound, timely. Which date I will achieve this goal? In a week, in a month, in a year? And again, break it down. What will I achieve next week? When you put time frame for your goal and progress check-ins, dates, when you see the result, you will get motivated. Like I did this in this week, I lost 1.25 kg. That will push you. So let's go, stay on it. If you didn't see the result required, then maybe you change your approach. See like why I didn't lose 1.25 kg in 1 week. What can I do differently? Seeing the result will help you see your progress and will help you adjust. We change along the journey. Our goals might change. Our approaches might change. It's important to revisit where are we, readjust, and move on. Continue with our progress. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah. John.
Go ahead, Adrian.
Are you
Go ahead.
Are you saying you're trying to put off weight, or are you like trying to put on weight, man?
I tried. Now I'm trying to put on muscles.
I can see it, dude. It's like bulging.
We're getting to there.
Don't know, Azzo. Sorry. Serious questions? I do have a serious question, though, mate. I just saw this afternoon. I saw my father is goal setting, and he is actually going specifically for what you're saying about losing weight. And he is recording his weight. And just while I was there, he went and wrote his weight up. and he's measured himself. He measured his weight every single day, and you can see it there. The last 7 days. What's your thoughts on that?
Don't measure your weight every single day. You won't. Okay, from experience, and again, you will see why I'm telling that later. But and I do believe Kara agree with me on this. Measuring your weight every single day, you won't get that fast results. Every single day, you might not see changes. And if someday you measure yourself and you say, oh, my weight is not changing, or I'm gaining weight, there is possibility that you're gaining weight along the process. Okay, so, but you are gaining muscles, you are losing fat, you are gaining muscles. So the number on the scales might go up then down. And if every day, you might not see changes, and you might set yourself to like, why am I not seeing changes? One every day checking in on weight loss, I'm talking from weight loss perspective, it's not healthy, you can say. It will set you to like, why am I not changing? It happened to me when I start my journey.
And does that change across to other fields as well? Because I know some people like to say measure their how much they bill or their finances, but you know,
Exactly.
during days of the week maybe, and then you know, someone might end up doing some shortcut, you know, like maybe doing some kind of shortcut to lose weight, you know, or some kind of shortcuts to get ahead.
Depends on your goal. For example, if you are talking about finance or stock, you have to be there every hour, not every day. If you want to make big gain and you join the stock market or you join the cryptocurrencies, you have to be there every, like, set shorter checkpoints. It depends on your goal, depends on your journey, how long you need to achieve that goal. And what is the goal? And how long you have to measure the checking points according to the goal, according to the nature of the goal.
Sorry, anyone else have questions? I'll shut up again.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Lovely to have you. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you aware of how smart is your goal, let's say? Do you mind put a number in the chat?
Can you repeat that again, please?
On the scale of 1 to 10, how well are you? You know, it's very hard to repeat, Alicia. How well are you aware of that your goal is smart? How well are you aware that your goal is smart on a scale from 1 to 10? Excuse my English. Okay. Adrian, do you mind read for me or I can open it?
Yep. So far, the numbers I can see coming up, we've got a 5, a 7, a 9, a 3, 6, 8, 6, 9, 7.
Nice. How to simply start? You know, our brains are very powerful muscles, and as any other muscles in our body, it's the way we train it, and it's flexible. Always keep growing and keep changing. I believe we are in charge of the way we think, and we tell our brain what to do. Make sure you are training your brain muscles in the way that strengthen it to serve your better outcome. A fixed negative mindset doesn't allow our brain to reach its full potential. A positive growth mindset helps your brain to grow and change. So, positive thinking. How training your brain in a positive thinking? Like, very simple. It's not very simple. It's hard work actually, but it's for the better good. Change your wordings. Shift your mindset. Instead of telling yourself, I made a mistake, I give up. See, if you can see on the screen, on the left, how the brain size is physically still. On the right side, how it's bigger. Actually, it's the same size, but it's getting bigger because of the way that person feeding it. I made a mistake, I give up. Instead, you tell yourself, I'm going to learn from my mistakes and keep moving. This is too hard. I will try some new strategies. This is not good enough. How can I make it even better? I'll never be as good as him or her. I find out how she and he does so I can do better. I can do this. What am I missing? I'm not good at math or science. I'll keep practicing to rewire my brain for math and science. Feed your brain with the right nutrients to stretch it and strengthen the muscles and make it bigger to serve you better. How we see reality affects how we experience reality. How is that? We put the thoughts in our brain. So technically, what we tell to ourselves, we will see it. Because we already trained our brain on these wordings. So start small, step by step, change your wordings, change the way you think, change the way you talk to yourself. So your brain can stretch, and then you will realize that you can keep changing along the way. Start with creating the habits. Small steps, but daily. Be determined and consistent for what you want to achieve. Think of the outcome. Surround yourself with the community and friends who support you, motivate you, however, to serve your goals. Make sure you have the resources you need. You have all the resources in you, but make sure you use the ones you need for this goal. I've been reading in The Atomic Habit for James Clear. Very nice points I would like to share with you guys. It's like small steps daily, small improvements equate to massive changes. Chunk things down, make small changes, and you'll achieve more. All big things come from small beginnings. Like, for example, I want to write a book. Okay? I will not tell myself I will write 100 pages a week because I know my abilities. It's too much for me. I will not be able to finish half of it maybe. So why not start like 3 to 5 pages a day for the first week and see how that goes. Then increase it. For the next week, let's make it 10 pages and see how it goes. The next week, keep increasing until you reach your goal. After all, maybe you will end up making more than what you want, so readjust your goal. You want to improve your knowledge about a particular topic. Read. I am one of the people who I stopped reading since 15 years ago. I don't like reading, but in order to shape my knowledge, increase my knowledge, I have to read. I created a habit. Start to read every day 5 pages. Then I increase it. Start 10 pages, 20 pages a day, 30 pages a day. As long as it needs. Sometimes I stop, which is fine. I get at it the next day. Aim to get 1% better every day, just 1% every day for a year. And you will see by the end of the year that you improve by 37 point something percent. You do the math. And it's vice versa. If you go down 1% every day, by the end of the year, you will be setbacks by 37%. Point, there is point. Review your progress daily, weekly, monthly. Depends on the goals you have. Celebrate the small wins. Whenever you check in on your goals, see your progress, celebrate it. Get on your back. You deserve it. You did it great. If you are like me, driven by results, then make sure you celebrate them. Go out of your way and celebrate them. Go out, have a drink, whatever. So you will motivate yourself and you will do better the next week. or the next goal, let's say. Another saying, I would like to read it for you. When you are motivated by the pleasure of moving forward, you're more likely to feel good. The way you feel is directly linked to the enjoyment of action and control of what this enjoyment brings, rather than stress and anxiety that is caused by things out of your control as future outcomes or the judgment of others, let's say. Many people recently have hearing it like they're comparing, like, for example, let's say one of my friends, he telling me, look at X, he's getting better, he's getting a higher salary, he's getting a better car, he's getting up. And he's succeeding, and he's getting up on the ladder. I was like, don't compare yourself to him. Your journey are different than his journey. Your path is different than his path. And your speed are different than his speed. From what I see, comparing yourself to others might sometimes, for me, it will motivate me, but for many people, it will put them down. It will make them feel bad. Like, why they are doing better? We are doing the same job, but look at them. They have 5 clients. I have only 1 client, and I'm struggling to find the other client. But this is them. That doesn't mean you are not good. That means you are moving on your journey. Remember, everyone has his own path and moving at his own pace. Is there any question? How are you feeling, guys? How am I doing? No? Okay. Sometimes you might feel overwhelmed, demotivated, tired along your journey. We all do, and it's very normal. Any machine working for a long time, it will get overheated. You need at some point to turn it off and let it cool down so it can turn on again. Any computer, car, any machines. So it's very normal it's very okay to stop this one. Stop sometime. Pause, take a pause. Step back of the situation. See what's happening, what's going on. Why is it happening? Think, what am I not doing? What can I do more? What am I missing? Then organize your thoughts. Put them down, prioritize things again. What do I need to do differently to reach my goal? What skills I need to use to reach my goal? What resources I need? If you need help, ask for help. Who do I need to help me reach my goal? And then proceed again. Proceed toward your goal. Find the things that charge you and keeps you moving. Keep trying until you find what resonates with you. And it's different from people to people. Don't think, for example, if this guy, meditation is helping him, why is it's not working with me? Well, because you don't like it. Find other thing. For some people, it's music. For some people, it's gym, meditation, walking out, playing with pets, cuddling with pets. Keep trying until you find what, yeah, I know. Keep trying until you find what charge your power, charge your energy. Fighting through obstacles doesn't mean necessarily bust through them. Sometimes means pausing, regrouping, and going on it in a different way. It's like quicksand. If you step in a quicksand, the more you struggle, not you fight your way out, you try to fight your way out, the more you move, the faster it will suck you down. So instead of moving faster, Stop. You need to stay calm and think and look around you, the surrounding. What can I grab? So I will pull myself out. And that will slow the sucking process. And you'll figure it out. What's next? Surprise. I'm going to share with you my story, my journey. There you go. There you go, Adrian. Look at this guy. That's me, 2012, 2011. No, hold on. 2009. Yeah, and I've been like this for almost all my life. I've been bullied because of my overweight. I've been like a lot of things, you name it, I've done it. Even though I've been very active, but I am the kind of person who I like junky food. I love them. I used to live in Dubai and I used to eat 5 times, you name it, McDonald's, Hardee's, Burger King, all those delicious. I love food, guys. Foods are amazing. The issue, it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. Well, maybe I was pretending that it didn't bother me. Maybe I was like seeking happiness out of food. But still, and I used to work in Dubai as a technician manager. So I needed to go on the ladder, on like 11 stories ladder, to check how the guys fix the cables and how they fix the cameras, CCTV company. And I still remember the look on my boss' eye when I went to Dubai. He looked at me and was like, "Are you aware that you need to go up on the ladder?" I was like, "Yeah, so what? Isn't it a good ladder? So get me a better ladder, can handle a weight." And I was more active than any of the team members. But at some point when I get to China, it gets really harder. I almost was in this shape. It was harder for me because whenever I want to go shopping, you know, it's very difficult to find clothes in China for oversized. And I was struggling to find clothes. I reached a level where I was struggling to knee down and tie my shoelaces. So I was like, enough, that's it. I started my weight loss journey. Also, like, I tried many methods, you name it, I tried it. Herbalife, tried that, didn't work. Walking, didn't work. A lot of things didn't work. I was like up and down. Until I met Kara. And she was like, she motivated me in many ways. I started to go to the gym. I started training. It was very difficult, you know, for one person like overweight person to go to the gym. It was very difficult to. The good things, I am determined. Like, that's it. I reached my point when I said that's it. I won't let it stop me anymore. But it was really hard to stop eating junk food. Like, stop it. Even I think for a point, like McDonald's and KFC guys missed me. But I was going at it. It took me like, first time it took me over a year. It took me over a year. Here I was dying on the floor. I used to gym twice a day. Morning, I reached the point where I gym twice a day, morning and night. Hour in the morning, an hour at night. Until 2015, I lost 30 kg, which is 60 pounds, I guess, in this year. So I kept at it. I saw the results, and I was like, I was going for physique. In 2015, I hurt my back. I was going at it super hard. I hurt my back. So I had to lay down on the bed for almost 4 weeks between hospitals and massage and acupuncture and all these things. And it prevented me from going to the gym for almost 2 years. I couldn't go to the gym because I had 3 herniated discs and shooting pain in my leg, sciatica pain, which prevent me almost from doing anything. So after 2.5 years, I was like, I gained almost half of them, I gained them back. Like I gained 15 kg back. Then I start like, I switch it again. I was like, enough is enough. And I get at it. And I start again slowly, but I started 3 times a week, 45 minutes. Once I feel painful, I relax. I'll sleep it. The next day I will sleep it over. Stretching and this. Until this day, actually this photo is old. I'm much better than this photo as well. I get it. I get my goal. It's on and off, and it's still on and off, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be like, I don't want to live an athlete life where I always to be healthy. I'm eating always salad, but I just had an ice cream, which is fine. Like, it's okay once a week, twice a week, sometimes 5 times a week. Depends on how you're working on it. Like I know if I will have an ice cream, I will get to the gym the next day and stay in the gym. So the thing is, like, I created my obstacles, but once I get working on them, I achieved my goal. The same in 2015 and 2020. 2020 actually started with me in 2019, and business-wise, for business people. I lost all my life savings because they were in Lebanon, and Lebanon went political issues, and all the banks are frozen, and all my money savings were in Lebanon. So technically, that's it. I was like, and what should I do? I cannot do anything about it. And then 2020 hit, and business went down. But I was like, what can I do? I cannot do anything about it. So I stopped. Where I stopped. I think, what can I do? Nothing. So what options do I have? I sort down my options. I write down everything on the paper and I start moving. I was like, screw it. My life saving gone, I will make new ones. That's it. I cannot do anything about it. I can for sure beat myself up and cry over it every day, but what change will it make? Nothing. They're gone. Will I make new one with this, let's say, mood? No. So I start slowly, baby steps, but I start. Did I make them back? No, I didn't. Am I still broke? I'm not broken, but I'm doing good. And step by step, I'm alive. I'm doing good. I'm still standing on my feet, hitting the gym every day, and business is good. And this link to what you are telling yourself. Tell yourself, be grateful. Focus on the half full of the glass, not the half empty. Like focus, count your blessing. That's worked with me. I don't know about you guys. Maybe, don't know if you tried or no. But it's like, count your blessings. Focus on what you have, what's in your hand. Count your blessing, be grateful, and move on. Because if you will focus on the half full of glass, you will be stuck in the past. You cannot change any situation by staying there. You cannot overcome any obstacles by focusing your energy there and staying there. So why you have the same choices? It's 50-50. You have the choice to focus on the full. You have the choice to focus on the half empty. So which one do you choose? Both of them will have the same outcome. The same energy you will have. If you focus on the glass, on the full glass, then you will be thankful and move on. If you focus on the half empty, you will keep crying and not moving on. So, but life goes on. Life is moving. Any questions along the way? No questions.
John, that was so inspiring.
Thank you, Tapan. Thank you. Always remember, guys, like, as we are moving and progressing, we will always face obstacles. But the most important, we realize, like, don't get stuck in them. And don't get stuck in the past. Instead, take a break. Reconnect with your why. Reconnect again. Or you have options. What am I doing wrong? Or why is this? What am I missing? Why am I doing this? What do I want out of this? Go back to the long time ago, to the goal settings. Yeah, go ahead, Lily. Lily, unmute yourself and speak. Yeah, you can speak if you like.
Hello, hello, John. Can you hear me? Actually, I have one question. Is I I want I want to know what is the procedure mean? I don't know my pronunciation. It's very
I
it's
couldn't hear.
right.
What is what?
PROCCED. This was 这次的知道。
I still didn't hear you.
Yeah, just write it down, Lillian. Write your question down, and I'll shoot it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. If you want to ask question, guys, welcome to, or put your hand up. But if it's a little challenging organizing the question, it's probably better off written out. And
This is
John,
just a guess. Sorry, Adrian, this is just a guess. But I think the question is, what is the process?
So what I mean. Thank you.
I thought the question might have been about what's rabbit food.
What is the process? What is the process for which part in particular, Lily?
I just wanted to know what is the meaning of this word.
It's very hard to hear you, Lily. Maybe you can send that message into the chat, the whole question, and we'll come back to it.
Yeah, any question?
I'm not sure if it's in the chat or just my imagination, but I did see someone there mentioning rabbit food. So I figured it was rabbit food that was really helping you slim on down. And I think a couple of people might not have asked, but they were really curious how you actually lost the weight and perhaps what is rabbit food. But we should probably keep this more focused on the generic, bigger picture of goal setting. If you don't have SMART goals, you should really write them out. They're incredibly powerful. If you're having challenges get to your goals, then we do stop. We do the stop process.
That's about it. There is no magic. There is nothing that will come fast or easy. I have saying I always goes by. I always live by it. It will come easy go.
John, Alicia has a question.
Oh no, she doesn't.
Young lady in the blue. No, she doesn't have a question. I'm just looking elsewhere.
Sorry, John. That was my imagination.
So, John, I think this goes with Lillian, with what Lillian's saying, but maybe something that would be helpful is when an obstacle comes your way, because you've mentioned a couple of really big obstacles, both professionally and personally, that you've overcome. How does your mind see that obstacle, and then how do you actually shift it towards this actual thing? I know you have the stop, but what other things are going through your mind to get through this? Maybe even further into the stop methodology.
Well, as I told you, as I said earlier, it's your mind think what you want him to think. So as for me, As for me, I will come back to your question later. But as for me, up until last week, so I googled what the definition of obstacles. I didn't know what obstacles mean. Technically, because I don't perceive it as an obstacle. I see it as learning opportunities. That's how I see it. When they come out of my way, I don't necessarily stop. I just overcome them. It's what you tell your mind. Like I have a saying also: if X can do it, why can't I do it? How is he better than me in anything? If he can do it, then sure I can do it. Got my point?
There's actually a
It's-
quote that I know that goes with that might help. It's by Jewel, the songwriter and the singer. She wrote a book of poetry, and one of my favorite things she wrote was, "The things you fear are undefeatable, not by their nature, but by your approach," which is the same thing.
Thank you for this quote. Which is most of it obstacles mainly are inner obstacles. We create them out of fear. In my case, if I fear of anything, I will just jump into it, and let's see what will happen. If I succeed in it, then success. If not, then result. I didn't fail. I learned. I go at it from different angles.
So
That's
you're
what.
it's also like a sense of adventure. So it's also like you're having a sense of adventure when you're going for it. See what happens, like
Learning
explore.
experience. Yeah, I will do my study. I will do my researches. If it's something like depend on the goal behind it. If it's something financially might affect me, I will do some studies about it. If it's something I fear of do, then I will just do it. And let's figure out along the journey. Let's figure out what will happen. But for the basic steps are just make sure that you have the answers for you, they resonate with you. Why? Like when you are facing an obstacle, or let's say whatever, why am I having an obstacle? Why is it? What's limiting me from going on? What's limiting me from going forward? What's limiting me from not achieving what I want? How am I doing it? And again, like set your SMART goal. Revisit your why, revisit what you want to achieve out of it, revisit whether it's value for you now, resonate with your value, it's aligned with your values, or no. Maybe it's something you don't want to do, you are forced to do it. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to shoot. I don't know if I said this, I'll go anyway. As we are moving and progressing, as we are going up and up, we have like we set our 2021 resolutions. So technically, we have goals we need to achieve in 2021. We are moving toward our goals. We will definitely face obstacles. The issue is like, let's not get stuck in the obstacle. Focus on the goal. What's the point of set a time for your goal? So you will know you need to achieve this goal by this date. And check in on this date. So see, where are you on this date? Whether the goal will be achievable as your plan or no. Many of us set resolutions, we will not achieve, we don't achieve it. Like I set resolution for 2020, I couldn't achieve it. I did at the end of the year, I sit down, I wrote on the paper, and I know why I didn't achieve it, because some other priorities came up. And that's the reason it stopped to be priority for me in that year. Until now, it's not priority for me anymore. So other priorities came up. When we get back to my top priorities list, then I will go at it. Always when you face the obstacle, just take a break. Simple as that. Take a break. Have a glass of wine, whiskey, beer, water, tea, whatever. Sit down with your paper and pen. Write down. Reconnect with why you're doing it. What was the goal and why you was doing the goal. Readjust the goal if needed. As I said, the goals are changeable. If you need to readjust and go, then readjust and go. Regroup your strengths. Think of your resources, what resources you need, what skills you need, and go at it. Most important, don't stop moving. Always keep moving. Keep the momentum going forward. Good things takes time and hard work, but worth the wait. Like Mark Manson said, the pain of working out leads to fitness and energy. Failures in business lead to insight and wisdom. Suffering through fear leads to courage and perseverance. It doesn't matter how fast you're moving. Don't beat yourself up. Like, I'm not reaching it. I'm not moving fast. As you are moving, that's progress. You are moving. Put key points. Maybe this key points resonate with me to overcome the obstacles. If you have other key points, set them. Set what I need to do. What is my goal for this year? How am I going to do my goals? How am I going to achieve them? What do I need to achieve them? And start baby steps. Start baby steps every day. See what were your goals 2020? And with all the difficulties in 2020 and all the tough time in 2020, what prevent you from achieving what you achieved? What can you do better? What can you do differently? What can you use differently? Most important, start small, baby steps, one step at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself with many things to do or many tasks to achieve or many goals to achieve. Start one step at a time. Start small steps every day. Know your resources. Know what resources you need. Know what skills you need to use. Know who people will surround you. What community you want to be surrounded with. Slow but steady momentum. You are moving slow, but make sure you are moving toward your goals slow. Or if the goal is changed, or with the time you might, as I said, some of the goals are not priority for me anymore. So I reprioritize my goals and go on it, which is fine. And celebrate the small wins. We all are doing great. We all have something to celebrate. Why not? We deserve it. We done an awesome job.
Now, when I see this picture here, celebrate the wins, I don't know if some of you are thinking a similar thing, like, yes, we want to celebrate our wins. But don't forget, sometimes, I remember when I was living in Shanghai and actually trying to lose weight at the time, tying up my shoes and stepping outside my apartment in the freezing cold was a win. Sometimes the little things like starting is a win. So losing the big win and stuff, great. But sometimes just getting our gear on, stepping out in the freezing cold is a win. And if we feel that win, it's going to power us to actually go for our morning run or get to the gym. So celebrating powers us to achieve so much more. If we delay celebrating till we get to the pinnacle, we may not get there. So celebrate on the way up as well. Thanks, John. Love your picture, man.
Thank you. So as I said, the most important is to keep moving. For me, what things recharge you when your battery is drained. At some point, we all reach this level. Like we have batteries. We are battery. Our soul is battery. Some things we do drain it. Other things recharge it. One of the things that used to recharge my battery, it's going out of China for every 3 weeks, let's say every 1 month. I used to go out, Hong Kong, whatever, just go for 3 days. Go do nothing, recharge everything and get back. come back to China, get back at my business. You know how, I don't know, many of you know, trading is very frustrating in China as well because of the different in culture difference. And that's something as well I struggled with a lot until I figured it out. The issue is like, now we cannot travel. There is no, it's very hard to travel. You can travel if you want, but it's very hard with many restrictions, which is unnecessary risk to travel. So technically, in 2020, I changed how I recharge myself. I went solar. Instead of go travel every 3 weeks, I tried many things actually until I find what worked with me. The gym was one of the things. Listening to music, meditating, reading a book. Strange enough, 2020 made me read. So now I'm reading. Every now and then I'm reading. But find the ways that you charge yourself with. Don't always focus on, that's it. Nothing, I tried everything. Like, did you really try everything? I don't believe you tried everything. I do believe you still can try something new or something else. I do believe all of us, we have all there is, everyone have all, it's NLP presupposition. All of us have all the resources needed to proceed, to succeed. The same, proceeding, succeeding. So technically, don't set yourself to, I tried everything, nothing is working. Really? What's not working? What have you tried? And the issue when one of my clients come and tell me, I tried everything, nothing is working. I was like, would you like to write me down what have you tried? What have you not tried? He said, I tried everything. Then he write down like 5 things. I was like, have you tried 1? No. 2? No. 3? No. So you haven't tried everything. Still have a lot of things to try. I don't like them. Have you tried them? Do you think you might need to try them? He was like, and I get what I want from this pose. Thing is, don't try hard at some things. If, let's say like this, if the goal is not aligned with your values, trying hard at it won't change the result, won't get you the goal. It's like, I don't like basketballs. If I go on and train for like years how to be a good basketball player, I would never be a basketball player because I don't like it. I like playing pool and I am good at pool. It's not about I failed in basketball. It's about I just don't like basketball. As simple as that. So me training or having a coach to train me how to be in basketballs, I will reach a level, but I will not reach what level I want. So technically, I just set myself to fail because the goal I put to myself doesn't align with my values. Yeah, that's it. Anyone have any questions, guys? Feel free to shoot me.
I had a question, but it's more about like I participated in an interesting event. It was more related to productivity, but also they were talking about setting goals and about the smarter goals. And so one of it being like the setup of urgent, not urgent, important, not important. Like there's that like process you can do the goal setting. So of course, like your goal to become more healthy and lose weight for that and work out more went into the urgency area because it just like harmed your health in a way. So it became an urgent goal to work on that. What would you what would you suggest to people that have kind of no urgent goals popping up, meaning there are no deadlines or there are no like urgency health wise? Like how would you suggest someone that has like all the freedom of choosing themselves and lacking of urgency and therefore lacking of kind of a drive to do or to see like that it would be good to them to work on certain things? Because of course you have some things to work on, but when there's no urgency, no deadline, then it's like how to get yourself active? That's my question.
If it's not urgent, then why do you need to work on it? Can you explain for me? Give me an example. You are saying not urgent, I'm not driven. So why do you need this goal?
Can I jump in here, John?
Yeah, anytime.
You know, I kind of relate to Yolanda's question because sometimes we don't have an urgent goal, but we have an intention. And the good thing about intention is that since it's not time bound, you can never fail an intention. Intention is always work in progress, whereas a goal is specific, measurable, realistic, achievable, and all of that SMART goals. So you may fail a SMART goal, but you can't fail a intention. So I also add to her question that what if I'm not in urgent need to achieve anything, but I still need to? And because I don't have an urgent need, I can't get myself to achieve the goal or even set a goal.
Why do you need to set the goal or achieve the goal? If it's not urgent and don't have time bound, then what? Can you give me just an example? Like what goal are we talking about? Because if it's not urgent and don't have time bound, then I don't see why you want to achieve it.
I mean, of course, I come up with like fulfillment, but the thing is also like you can do so many things, but nothing is in the way urgent because, for example, you have a website which is under development, but you get jobs anyway. So why would I work on a website when actually my my personal income is not depending on that website? But then, of course, to keep your website updated has a certain kind of like value, but it's no urgency to do that. It's not having a real importancy. So, but you still have the intention that, yeah, you should do it in a way. So that would be like a very easy sample, just like.
Just prioritize your goals. What is the urgent? I didn't tell you don't do the unurgent or the not urgent goal. Like the website, for example, it's same as mine. It's, as you said, something you have to do it, but you don't really need to do it. You are doing it just because of the, let's say, image or whatever, have values in you. Just prioritize it then. When you prioritize the goal, the urgent comes first. The non-urgent, put it there and keep doing
But
it.
there are no urgent things.
But you need to
And
do
you
them.
have the time.
Sorry?
And you have the
Come on.
time. No urgency and you have time, but you wouldn't do it anyway because.
Not urgent goal, but you have a deadline to achieve it. That's what you said? Have time or don't have time?
Have time.
Have time. So as I said, just put it in your calendar as have time. You need to finish it. That's when at some point it was urgent for you. It resonated with your values. The goal changed, but you still have that deadline for it, have time for it. You sit down and see how urgent is it to you to deliver it on this deadline, whether you push the deadline further if it's not that urgent, or whether you fit it in to get it done with and then move on with next target or next goal.
It's just like I would rather help other people with some stuff, support friends or whatever, than actually putting that into my priority list because, I don't know, just not really interested in it.
So why there is time on it? So then there is no deadline on it, just push it.
Can I jump in a little bit? I think the most important thing here is to identify why you want to do it. Is it really important? How important it is? And use NLP, what's the word again? Subtlety, to really think about, feel the emergency, not emergency, but importance. What would happen if you get that website down? How does it feel? Who you will be? To make it real, to make the future real. And really think if it's really important. If you don't feel it, probably you don't have to do it. just as you said. Yes, having a new website might help you a little bit, but probably it's not worth it right now.
Reevaluate the goal. Yes, Alicia.
A couple of things on this. When you're talking about these goals, if I think everything everybody's saying is completely correct. What Tapan said about intentions, that you have an intention, but it's not made into a SMART goal, it's easier not to fail. Sometimes it's an easy way for us to self-sabotage. We take something that we say is a goal or that's something like that, and we keep it as an intention and we don't make it into a SMART goal so that we don't have to fear failure. So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing is when I've taken things with productivity with some different people, they always said that you have your high priority goals and you have a certain amount of time that you give that every week. And that if you have some long-term goals, you don't call them low priority, you can call them long-term goals. You have just a certain percentage of your time. And I think this is what you were saying, John, is that you make the time for that, that you just have maybe 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week where you're going to work on long-term goals that aren't as pressing, but are long-term. Is that correct? Maybe?
Yep.
If I can jump on what Yolanda was saying, is I know what she was talking about because it was me talking about the time management matrix, about important and urgent. Because if something is important but it's not urgent, by urgency, what I mean, and what if you use the time management matrix, what it means is not urgent like in the short term, as Alicia was saying. So that usually you make time to plan to do something for a longer deadline. So it still works for the SMART goals. It's just the time is not next week, next month, but maybe it could be 10 years from now or 5 years from now. So it's still time bound. It's just not, if you make a list of priorities, that would be like longer term. And as Alicia pointed out, you make time whenever you want to work on it, maybe for a shorter amount of time compared to the more urgent goals. But I do think that anything has a deadline, even if you don't necessarily think it has. But just some deadlines are just 10 years in the future. I want to achieve so and so. Like it's just a longer term thing.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and you're totally right. This goal for you is not urgent now, but in 5 years or in whatever you said, it will get urgent and it will get important. But for you now, it's not urgent and it's not important. So it depends on your long-term goals and short-term goals. It's long-term goal, like 5 years project. So you don't need to put it and work very hard on it now. It's still you still have like 5 years. Wait 4.5 years, then work fully on it the rest half of the year.
True, but at the same time, if you think about, well, it's 5 years from now, I don't have to work about it now, then you won't. Then you'll keep procrastinating until it's 5 years from now and you haven't done anything, and then it doesn't really automatically happen. So
exactly, and I do understand some people, and I am one of them, they like to procrastinate because when you're under pressure, your brain will perform better. That's not for all people, that's for some people. So technically they procrastinate the goal until they are really a little bit close on the deadline, but they know themselves that when they are close on the deadline, they will get it done on the deadline. Because they were preparing small preparation during this time, but they didn't work on it, like they didn't prioritize it, but they were still doing some things for it. Okay.
Claire has something interesting in the chat as well.
Can you please read it for me?
She says, for example, I have a 5-year vision, which I've broken down into yearly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals. So I think that kind of speaks to what everybody's been saying.
Mm-hmm. Is there a question? Which is awesome. Which is awesome. So you are working on it almost daily, working toward it. Okay, guys, I'm done if you're waiting for for me to be done.
How do you manage not to keep yourself accountable?
We are waiting. We want more, John. We want more.
Here, I'm here. Poke me, and I will go ahead. Just poke me. You have to poke me now.
Nobody wants to go home.
Show us
was
how you
saying-
celebrate.
I'm going to see here.
Oh, wow.
Well, today is one of the things, for example, it's resonated with me. I never saw myself a speaker. I have the fear to be a speaker. Yeah, but when Adrian reached out to me, I just said yes. And I start freaking about the topic, freaking about the process, freaking about everything. But I just said yes because I put for myself a commitment, and I know I have to fulfill it. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed today. I really thank you again for being here to connect with me, ask whatever kind of question you have.
Can you stop screen sharing? So please, guys, get him scanned, and then stop screen sharing so we can have all the people. Can do like a nice picture for John.
I'm trying to.
Don't forget, you can also move the screen bit across so you can still see. So guys, we still have a little bit of time here, so do feel free to ask more questions or have a discussion, talk about your goal setting or overcoming obstacles or eating rabbit food or 5-year, 3-year, 1-year plans, as you like. And I'm going to testify for this one. If you have something like a 5-year plan or a 3-year one or a 10-year, some people I find are comfortable doing a 10-year, and some people are like, oh no, and they just want to have like a 1-year. Personally, that's cool. But a 1-year, a 3-year, or a 10-year is better than a no year. Whenever I look at mine, I got like my 5-year, 3, and I break it down, and I find that the bigger one for me stays the same. It doesn't change much anymore. I've kind of got my bigger vision. But like the 6-month plan or 3-month plan is constantly changing. And some people ask me about New Year's resolution, but then the year isn't much different to me. It's every month or every second month I'm pulling it up and having a look. New Year's Eve just means I stay up till midnight one night. But what about you guys? I'd love to hear some more of you guys sharing.
John, Jay speaking.
Jay.
I think what Lillian before, and something that resonates with me, was saying is that quite often you go, well, I'd really like, for an example, okay, I've got NLP, I would really like to become a ICF coach. And quite often I know of it, but I don't know the step of how to proceed or how to find help. So I think what Lily was saying is about initiating action. How when you look, you go, I think I'd really like to do that, but often it's lack of a way to either proceed. And that's what I think she was saying. I sort of want to do this, but how do I proceed? So it's like getting a way to do some little things or to maybe research or to set out maybe a plan on paper. I think that's what she was saying. And it's something I have had at times where I feel, I want to gain some qualification. Now, I know you can go to university or you can go to other places, private. It's like, well, I sort of would like to, but I never quite get the time. It's about that initiating and getting some more motivation or determination. And I think this is like what stops a lot of people.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I said you need to write it down, break it down. Like ask yourself why and what do I need. Surround yourself with the community you need and support. Depend on your goal, and ask yourself, why do I need this goal? When do I need this goal? What this goal will be? What achieving this goal be for me? How will I be if I achieved it? So you need to understand how this goal is important for you and how is this goal align with your values and your life. How will it help you? How will it benefit you? Let's say. Once you answer all these questions and you know what community you need, what resources you need, what skills you need to use, what skills you already have, what skills you need to improve, so you'll know your next step. And it's one step at a time. When you are sitting down and setting these, answering this question, it is a step already. You are taking a step already toward the goal. Analyzing the goal, whether it's urgent or not urgent, needed or not needed, it is a step already. So you're doing it. Once you understand why you're doing it and how will it benefit you and how will it change your life or how will it change your long-term goal, then you will figure out what other things.
Yeah, thank you on that. I just said the one thing I found successful for me was to speak to somebody about it, articulate it and talk. And then often the mind works and go out there. And what you've said about put yourself into the community where this is something, find this place, they're all the valid things that I can see myself. But I think a lot of people haven't, for example, I had no perception of how to achieve my NLP accreditation, but it was happening, things were moving, and I recognized when Adrian come along and I spoke to him, there was something worthwhile happening. So I involved myself enough, and then suddenly we had an online NLP course. So for me, it's about, I agree, involving yourself in some way and actions, writing down, well, yeah, I really want to do this. So I just wanted to get that, so perhaps that lady's listening to how to proceed. She decided she wants something, but there's like this block, this limitation. Maybe it's a belief in herself. Get some coaching, I think would add in one other way, talk to somebody. So I just wanted to clarify that point. Thank you, John. Enjoying it. Yeah.
Thank you.
For me, what prevent me from achieving my goals is a little bit different from Jay. Mine is the emotion part. I know why I want it. I know that it's important. I just don't want to do it because the emotion that I have, that the fear of rejection, fear of failure. And as you said, John, the obstacles triggers fear. And you also mentioned about celebrate the little wins. But when we don't do it, we don't have wins. Then how to do it? Now I'm thinking of instead of celebrate little wins, I need to celebrate failures. I need to set how much failures I had, how many mistakes I made. Celebrate it so that it becomes of a good emotion. The thing is that, how do you celebrate? Especially me, I live alone by myself. How do you usually celebrate your wins? It doesn't matter if you celebrate your wins or celebrate your mistakes. How do people celebrate small things?
You call up Adrian. You just call up Adrian and then you share a drink, or John, and you have a drink.
That's a good way.
Pretty sure that's what you do. Or you go to conversations with Chris and then you just share your stuff. Or you go to Monday Morning Motivation and you share your successes on a Friday. Maria's already gone, but yeah.
That's a good way.
You go out with me.
Yolanda saying?
No, I'm always welcome to do online celebrations. Very happy.
Oh, great. Eating ice cream is not celebration for me. No. Yep. I'm doing a diet.
Okay, the thing is, you're labeling it, I have the fear of failures. Okay, for me, what is failure? I don't see there is failure. I see failures are learning opportunity. As I talk, it's like what we feed our brain. So if you try to change from fear of failure, fear of learning opportunities, do you really have a fear of learning opportunities?
Oh, there's actually
Fear
like
of-
John, that reminds me on like there's something when you don't do it, you have lost 100%, and when you try to do it, you have like I don't know. Yeah, Adrian is clicking, I guess. You need to demute yourself.
Unmute.
You've lost 100% of the shots you don't make. I think that was by Jordan.
Yeah,
No,
there's
that was Wayne Gretzky.
yeah, but it's similar message.
Oh, I think I need to correct it. It's not a failure of the fear of the failure. It's the emotion that I have when I have the failure. I need to change that emotion when I have the failure. The failure, the failure that emotion comes to it is upset.
Okay.
So I need to change that emotion, change it to happiness.
But the emotions are just a signal. The emotions are actually the learning opportunity. They're a signal that there's something that's not aligned. So it still goes with what he's saying. You just have to look at the emotions differently.
Happiness is a state of mind. You choose to be happy.
So that's the thing, that I need to choose to be happy, not upset, right? So it's how to rewire the brain between failure and that emotion. Rewire it not with upset, but with happiness. That's the thing that I'm talking about.
Okay, rewire it first by telling yourself a positive, thinking positively, telling yourself positive. Don't tell yourself failure. Don't tell yourself upset. I'm happy. I'm not happy at the moment. I'm not feeling right at the moment. Why am I not feeling right? How will I feel all right? It's the way you talk with yourself. It's the way you think. That's what will create the emotion or help amplify the emotion. Like if I will keep telling myself, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad for like 2 hours, I will be sad because I convinced myself that I am sad. As for me, I believe happiness is a state of mind. I want to be happy, then I will be happy. I don't want to be happy, then I don't. I choose to be happy or no. There is fear. There is all these feelings are there.
Logically, yes. Logically, yes. But the feelings sometimes just come out.
Have you tried it? Okay, I will tell you what worked with me. I will tell you what worked with me. You know, the feeling, let's say anger, the emotion. The emotion, the body to absorb the feeling, it will take very short time. So whenever I feel like, whenever I will feel I am a very angry person. I'm a very impulsive person. I used to be a very impulsive person. So whenever I will feel like I'm angry, I will sit down, I will meditate for like 5 minutes. I will deep breath and I will start tapping. Why am I angry? Why? But will it change the outcome? Will it change the result if I am angry? And the same goes on the sad. Like if you stay sad, will it change anything? Will it improve anything? Will it affect the result? Who will it affect? What will it affect? This is the positive. What you tell yourself.
Yes.
The guys here, maybe, if I may, the also maybe living. What has helped me a lot is to live with feel the emotion of the future, and not feel the emotion of the past when you have had failures. I had so many in my life. If I just want to stay present and look forward, not look backward, because then, well, that really does not help me that kills me basically. But then having the outlook on the emotion of the future, where I see success and big positive life events, it's really changed the chemistry of my brain completely. Just my own experience.
Thank you for sharing. John.
Okay, I didn't really catch it. So what is going on? What was it?
He was
Yeah, that's
telling you
my
about.
John. Go ahead. That's my broken English.
No. Your English is fine. I just
Okay.
Only
No,
had-
the
main point. Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
so the I really I felt I had so many events that can be that I do feel have been negative in my life in the past, obviously.
Mhm.
That a way I can kind of trick my brain is to think about the emotion of the future, really feel the emotion of a future positive event in my life, as in being successful, as in achieving my goals. That's really, yeah, that really helps me. Good.
Yeah.
If I could,
Yeah. I get
I
that.
could actually, yeah, I could also like rephrase this. It's like when you're in an argument with like somebody that you're in a relationship with, and instead of just dealing with that problem, you bring up all the crap from the back.
Mhm.
So it's the same kind of thing. So you don't want to do that with your emotions, with your failures, is I think what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to say is just like for me, what works for me probably is change the when I get upset. Oh no, when I get the failure, instead of feeling upset, change it into celebration so that I feel happy. That just works for me. I think it works for me.
Just for a moment, guys. We may continue here for a few minutes, and I'm going to share a little 2-minute story for coaches in a minute. I'm going to share a mini story explicitly for coaches in a minute, but we're right on time. So I'd like to thank you all very much for coming. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you, John, for a beautiful session.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for
Absolutely
coming.
wonderful. You've shared your contact in the group, and we'll share it again. If anyone doesn't have it, just ask. Anybody in here, I'm sure everyone's got someone you can just ask, and we'll put you in contact with John. Next week, Janine and I are doing a little session on coaching, and the week after that's actually a Valentine's Day. And sorry I'm using these, but Valentine's Day isn't for every country. Yi and myself are doing a special on love. Applying some love psychology stuff in 2 weeks' time. And then we have another coach, Kat, from South Africa or Shanghai, about to move to South Africa, coming on. So that's the program for the rest of February. We kindly welcome you all to come. And yes, I just said February. I think it's February tomorrow or the day after.
It is tomorrow.
Just before the coaches go out, if you have to jump out straight away, I know a gentleman here has to go, but I remember coming home from an overseas trip, and I'm sure some of you guys have been there before, when you're back home in your home country and you're driving one of the old roads that you've driven many times. Driving the old roads, and you think to yourself, hang on, I've done NLP or I've done ICF, I'm a coach, I've been coaching other people, but I'm having a challenge with something. And you think sometimes, if only there was a way I could reprogram my mind, and then maybe you have the thought that I should call someone or I should do something. And one of these drives I was having, I realized I've done the NLP, I've done the coaching. Shh, I know what it is. I learned everything, but I'm not applying it all. Or that's it, I got it now. And I jumped on my phone and I kind of pulled over and I sent a pile of voice messages to people I'd done training with. We've completed our training, but guys, we need to be coaching each other. We need to NLP each other. We need to coach each other. Can someone coach me through this stuff? I'm going to need someone. I want performance gains in this area, that area. And I just started messaging all my different people, and half of them had kind of moved on and they were back in their old jobs. But I realized that we really need to be coaching and doing NLP to manipulate and change our own mind, to actually apply everything that we've learned over the last years.
Yeah, indeed. I've been doing it for 4 months now, and just the changing in your mind, it's amazing. As that's why I mentioned this slide. You feed your brain, you tell your brain what to do. So whatever you are telling him, it will think, I cannot do it. That's it. I have fear. Then you have fear. I cannot do it. I'm scared. It's how you feed your brain, your action will act accordingly. Just shift your mindset.
And if you're having
Future-
troubles doing that, call up one of the coaching guys or call up an NLP guy and say, hey, I need to do something. Or, hey, I need to find a way to celebrate and I live by myself and it's COVID and I don't even have a window. You know, and then you brainstorm with the coach, or you want to do some automatic reframing, or perhaps automatically start adding things like yet. Or, you know, I feel sad. You know, you want to start changing things, or you want to start feeling happiness more right now and start feeling more happiness now rather than waiting till you get to the end. Well, ask an NLP person. A whole pile of NLP people in this room know how you can be experiencing and feeling more happiness immediately and for the rest of your life, simply by playing with the submodalities of your definitions and memories of happiness. Remember, magnifying them and making a variety of them. We can change everything. We just got to get on the phone to John or someone and do it.
There you go. Hit me up. Adrian, you have another event, or we're good to go?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you guys for staying. Thank
for
you all.
sharing.
How are you doing, Jackie?
Very good. I'm always listening to your presentation because before I knew something about the SMART goal. So I think you did a very good job. Yeah. I'm a new NLP. I'm new in our NLP student. I think in recent 4 weeks, I learned a lot from this. I think it really changed my mind. I will continue to learn this. Thank you for the whole community. I benefited a lot from this. Thank you, Engine. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Elisa. You are my live teacher.
Love or life?
Live.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Sorry.
We had a little session on Wednesday in the practice, and it was really great for both of us.
Cool.
Love or life?
Same, no?
Life.
Life.
It's the same, okay?
Yeah, life and love go together, but you know, you gotta love life.
Yes, or life, live for love.
Adrian, thank you guys for having me again. Thank you guys for coming again. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Guys.
See you all again
Bye.
soon. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.